What's wrong with Mr. Potato? Why do all characters fall down when they laugh? These are just some of the unanswered questions we have about Peppa Pig. And in this video, we're going to look at some mysterious things in Peppa Pig that we need answers to.
Hey, Peppa Pig fans! Get ready for a wild theory that will change the way you see this cute little pig family forever. You might think you know everything about Peppa, George, and their parents, but there's a mystery hiding in plain sight. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
So far in the series, we've not just seen them, but we've never even heard anyone mention them. But why? Some people say that it is because Mummy and Daddy Pig don't have a good relationship with Daddy Pig's parents. So, they don't talk to each other.
The strange family tree. Okay, so we all know Peppa's family. Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig, and Little George. But have you ever noticed something strange about Grandpa Pig? He appears in the show a lot, taking care of Peppa and George. But here's the weird part. We never, ever see Daddy Pig's parents. Only Mummy Pig's parents, Grandpa Pig and Granny Pig, are around. Where are Daddy Pig's parents? Why do we never hear about them? Something doesn't add up.
But they're in the same class at school. That's a bit odd, don't you think? Maybe Georgie is exceptionally gifted and way ahead of the rest of his grade at school. He seems to be able to do all the things Peppa can do in class.
Creepy theory. Some fans believe Daddy Pig's parents might not be around anymore. And the craziest part? Some say Grandpa Pig might have had something to do with it. I know. Sounds dark for a kid's show, but hear me out. Remember how Grandpa Pig always calls Daddy Pig silly and makes fun of him for being clumsy? What if there's more to their history? Could there have been a family dispute that didn't end well? Maybe Grandpa Pig, took care of things his own way. Now, obviously, this is just a fan theory, but it's pretty suspicious that Daddy Pig's parents are never mentioned.
Then we see him leaving Grandma's house, which is a clear reference to Little Red Riding Hood, where the big bad wolf eats Grandma. Seriously, something is definitely going on with Mr. Wolf.
The evidence, or lack of it. Think about it. Every character in Peppa Pig has a full family. Even Susie Sheep, whose dad is mysteriously missing, at least has her mom around. But Daddy Pig? No grandparents, no backstory, nothing. It's like they never existed. And let's talk about Grandpa Pig for a second. He's always acting like he runs things. He's the only grandpa we ever see in the family, and he loves taking charge. Could he have been the one to remove Daddy Pig's parents from the picture? Maybe he didn't like them. Maybe they crossed him and, well, let's just say they're not in the picture anymore. And what about Granny Pig? She never even mentions Daddy Pig's parents. Maybe she knows the truth but keeps quiet. Or maybe she's scared of Grandpa Pig too.
So far in the series, we've not just seen them, but we've never even heard anyone mention them. But why? Some people say that it is because Mummy and Daddy Pig don't have a good relationship with Daddy Pig's parents. So, they don't talk to each other.
Grandpa Pig's hidden past? Here's where things get even weirder. Grandpa Pig used to work on a boat, right? We see him as a sailor, but what if there's more to his past? What if he wasn't just a simple sailor, but someone with a dark history? Maybe Daddy Pig's parents had a disagreement with him, and let's just say they took an unexpected trip at sea. Too far? Maybe, but it would explain why they're never around.
Name of the children's teacher. But then a question arises. Is Gigi Madame Gazelle's name, or would it be a nickname formed by the initials of the educator? Since Gigi could very well be GG, where the second G would be for Gazelle, and the first would be for the initial of the real name of Peppa's teacher.
Could Peppa be in danger? Okay, now let's get really wild. If Grandpa Pig really did something to Daddy Pig's parents, does that mean Peppa and George should be worried? I mean, Peppa is a lot like her dad. She's stubborn, she loves to take charge, and sometimes she doesn't listen to Grandpa Pig. What if one day Peppa pushes Grandpa Pig too far? Would she disappear like Daddy Pig's parents? Okay, I'm kidding. Probably.
Something negative, right? Well, let me show you how. Even though it seems like an innocent show, showcasing the routine of the pig family and their neighbors and friends, something very sinister happens right at the beginning when the episode's title is presented. In every episode, Peppa's house or school is filmed from the outside.
The dark secrets hiding in Peppa Pig. Every episode of Peppa Pig starts the same way. We see Peppa's house or school from the outside, the camera zooms in, and suddenly, we're watching the characters go about their lives. They never acknowledge the camera. They don't even know they're being filmed. Imagine if someone started recording your life without you knowing. Pretty unsettling, huh?
The only thing she has to worry about is making sure the town's residents don't watch the show themselves. Miss Rabbit is seen in a positive light by all the residents, and when the Queen visited, she even received an award for working so much.
Miss Rabbit, the puppet master of Peppa's world. Miss Rabbit is known for having a million jobs: doctor, cashier, pilot, you name it. But what if she's not just a hard-working citizen? What if she's the mastermind behind Peppa's reality show? Think about it. She's everywhere. She controls the town's TV signals, and she makes sure none of the residents ever see the show. Even the Queen gave her an award for all her hard work. But was that really a reward or a power move?
But there are two characters who are twin sisters in the Peppa series. Everyone knows that Mrs. Rabbit is the resident of the cartoon town who has the most different jobs. Seriously, the character has over 90 different jobs cataloged so far.
Peppa's secret twin. Now let's talk about something really creepy. Ever seen that official Peppa Pig wallpaper with Peppa, George, Mommy, and Daddy Pig? Look closer. There's a mysterious fifth figure lurking in the background. Who is she? Many believe this is Peppa's twin sister, Olivia Pig. But unlike Peppa, Olivia is locked away, hidden from the town. She's been neglected for so long that she's grown jealous and maybe even evil. Want proof? In the family's computer game, Peppa and George have their names on the leaderboard. But there's another entry. O-O-P. Could it stand for Olivia Pig, the forgotten twin, trying to leave a trace of her existence?
One theory suggests that each episode represents a day, and since the show has a little over 300 episodes, this would mean that almost a year has passed in Peppa's universe since the show began. However, if we take a closer look,
the Rabbit family's tragic life. Ever notice that while most families live in cozy hilltop houses, the Rabbits live underground? That's already weird. But here's the real problem. Their home floods every time it rains. While the rest of the town enjoys boat rides during floods, the Rabbits are probably struggling to stay afloat. And their son, Richard Rabbit, he's scared of stairs because he's never used them. Unlike the other kids, he's literally been forced to live like a real rabbit.
Early in the morning, when the Pig family is all gathered at the table, Mommy Pig reads the card that Peppa's dad made for her, and at the end, the card is signed with the character's real name.
The mystery of Grandpa Pig's name. In one episode, Peppa and George find a message in a bottle with a phone number. When they call, guess who picks up? Grandpa Pig, and the note is signed Rad. So his real name is Grandpa Rad. Why has his real name been hidden for so long? Could it be Miss Rabbit's doing?
When the residents need to cross the river with a picnic basket, Mr. Wolf and Daddy Pig ride in the same boat, and that fierce animal kept saying he was hungry while looking at the pig in a very odd way.
The wolves are watching. Peppa's town is full of different animals living in harmony, but there's one exception, Mr. Wolf. When Daddy Pig builds a house for Mr. Wolf's family, the first thing Mr. Wolf asks is it made of straw? Sound familiar? Yep, just like in the Three Little Pigs. Later, when they're on a boat ride, Mr. Wolf keeps saying he's hungry while staring directly at Daddy Pig. The kids in town are also terrified when the wolves are around. Could there have been secret attacks that were covered up?
which would be like Daddy and Mommy Pig telling other kids to eat bacon or ham. This would definitely be very, very strange. And just like Vegetable telling kids to eat vegetable,
Mr. Fox, a criminal mastermind? Something's fishy about Mr. Fox. In one episode, Grandpa Pig warns about animals that hunt at night, and guess who just magically appears? Mr. Fox. Foxes are notorious for sneaking into farms at night, so what was he really up to? And then there's the police station episode, where we see wanted posters with fox symbols on them. Is Mr. Fox secretly a thief? Even funnier, Peppa once imagines the future and sees Freddy Fox as a policeman. Could he end up arresting his own dad someday? The plot thickens.
And thus met, grew up, and got married, which means that there are more than one of each species in the school, which does not currently happen in Peppa School, where we see one character of each species per age group. For this reason, in the episode In the Future, when the piglet and her friend Susie go to sleep at the little sheep's house and start thinking about the future,
what even is Mr. Potato? Mr. Potato is a talking vegetable who promotes fitness and healthy eating. But wait, his advice includes eating lots of vegetables. So, Does he realize he's a vegetable himself? Is he okay with this? Is he secretly a sacrifice? We need to talk about this.
This is only stranger and more terrible than seeing a group of herbivores, including Mr. Bull and Daddy Pig, having a barbecue. Remember that barbecues usually involve roasting beef and pork, so were they grilling vegetables and eating Mr. Potato's relatives?
A disturbing barbecue mystery. There's an episode where Daddy Pig and his soccer team have a barbecue. Sounds normal, right? But hold on. The guests include a zebra, a rabbit, a pony, all vegetarians. And then Mr. Pig and Mr. Bulletin. You know, the animals most commonly found on barbecues. So, what exactly are they grilling? This is way more disturbing than it should be.
Hinting that he wants to eat Daddy Pig. Additionally, in the episode 3 Bowls of Porridge, we see Mr. Wolf meeting the pig family and stating that he's looking for a place to have lunch. Then we see him leaving Grandma's house.
Daddy Pig, walking, earthquake. Whenever Daddy Pig jumps, the ground shakes. Like little earthquakes happen and no one questions it. Maybe it's time for him to take Mr. Potato's fitness advice, as long as it doesn't involve eating other talking vegetables.
As we know, Peppa is the elder sister of George, and George is clearly a lot younger than Peppa, but they're in the same class at school.
Why are Peppa and George in the same class? Peppa is older than George, but they go to school together. Does this mean George is a genius? Or has Peppa been held back? The show never tells us, leaving it open to all sorts of theories.
Being in a reality show against their will, these characters also have to deal with the fact that they'll never grow older. Could it be that Peppa's town residents are immortal? If you're also surprised by these revelations and are enjoying the video so far,
why do rabbits live underground? All the other animals live in fancy houses on top of hills, but the rabbit family, they literally live in a burrow underground. Little Richard Rabbit even cries when he sees stairs for the first time because they don't have any at home. Are they just super poor? Is this some kind of class discrimination against rabbits? Because this seems unfair.
as well as a professional rescuer. And despite saying that she is not Mrs. Rabbit, the French character says her name is Mademoiselle Lapin, which means exactly Mrs. Rabbit in French, besides being physically identical to the rabbit from Peppa's town.
Miss Rabbit, workaholic, or cloning herself? Miss Rabbit is everywhere. She's a helicopter pilot, a librarian, a cashier, a bus driver, an ice cream seller, a train driver. The list goes on. How does she do it all? Some people think she has clones. Others think she just really loves working. Or maybe she's overcompensating for the fact that she lives in a burrow while everyone else gets a proper house.
Which indicates that this photo is old. And we imagine it could be Mommy Pig herself with her younger brother, whom we haven't met yet. However, in the episode Daddy Pig's Birthday, we see that a copy of this same photo is on his desk. So whose photo is this? Surely not Peppa and George, right?
Why are some animals normal and others human-like? Some animals in Peppa Pig talk, wear clothes, and live like humans, but others, like the ducks and goldfish, are just regular animals. So what determines who gets human traits? And how does Mr. Potato fit into all this?
Enormous living vegetable in this place. Pretty weird, isn't it? Now, let's talk about one of the most disturbing questions about Peppa Pig. In the episode The Fire Engine, we see Daddy Pig and his soccer team meeting for a barbecue.
What do the predators eat? There are bears, wolves, lions, and crocodiles living among all these talking farm animals. But what are they eating? Dr. Bear is a doctor, but in the wild, bears are massive carnivores. Then there's the wolf family, who are literally given a house to live in, just like in the Three Little Pigs. And let's not forget the lion and crocodile who work at the zoo. The only character ever shown to be scared of them? Madame Gazelle. Maybe because she's immortal and knows something we don't.
Together peacefully, why this fear of one another? Could there have been attacks that were covered up in the town? Man, there's gotta be something strange about all this. I never imagined Peppa's town was so creepy. Did you? We've selected 2 really cool videos that are just perfect for you, so you can keep enjoying fun content with us.
So, what's the real story? Did the creators just forget to add Daddy Pig's parents? Or is there a secret they don't want us to know? Is Grandpa Pig hiding something? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you love weird cartoon mysteries, hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more coming your way. Thanks for watching, and remember, next time you watch Peppa Pig, keep an eye on Grandpa Pig. You never know what secrets he might be hiding.